do you guys need an ultimate guide to get to 12k trophies on Trophy Road? Well, you're in luck because I have one right here for you guys. And in today's video, we will be going through some matchups, some games that did get me to 12,000 trophies with 0 losses, guys. No losses. In today's video, I will be showing you guys how to get to 12k trophies, playing against some very random off-meta decks to some pretty meta decks. And starting off here, we do have a pretty interesting deck here. I'm not familiar with the Valkyrie plus minions combination, so I do assume it's going to be, I mean, guys, what more do you want? Like, this is literally the perfect start to a mid-ladder guide on how to get 12k trophies, guys. This is insane. This guy just went MK first play and hog rider the bridge opposite lane in like 2 seconds, but that is very interesting by the opponent there. But yeah, I mean, we're off to a great start. We're gonna get a huge lock right there of about like 2,000 damage. So judging by his deck, it's gonna be some weird Mega Knight spam deck with like hog rider. So I would say in this matchup, like going aggressive kind of is like wouldn't work against this deck because he has like so many counters to the xbow. Yeah, you see he's got even a musketeer too, so I'm just gonna take my fireball value here. Hopefully he doesn't like pop his ability or anything. I'm gonna go E-Spirit here just to chain onto the musketeer and the Valkyrie. That's perfect right there, perfect micro. And now we can just, and now that Tesla's gonna stand for quite a while, so he can't really go with his hog rider yet. I don't think he has it in cycle either, but one of the biggest tips on mid-ladder, guys, is do not play too aggressive. If you play too aggressive, like, you can easily get punished. Like right now, like, I could just go xbow opposite lane, right? But he has an evil Mega Knight coming down my lane, and if like one mistake there, and I could lose my entire tower to a Mega Knight. So I think the best play there was to just defend. So that should be, wait. Oh my god, wait, that was a really bad ability. Wait, what am I doing? Oh my god, wait, we don't talk about that. I mean, first rule is, like, not to play the way I just played there. Like, do not pop your ability like that. Like, that was, like, really embarrassing, guys. Do not do that. That was embarrassing, but he will go with his Mega Knight. I'm going to Archers that Musketeer right away. It should be able to kill that, I think, right? Maybe. Hello, please. Okay, perfect. It does kill the Musketeer. And I'm going to go with my Skellies, and I'm going to cycle back to my Expo because I know he doesn't have his Mega Knight back in cycle. So he's going to be kind of in trouble here. We're going to log this and then Evo Tesla because he might, like, do something. Oh, he doesn't even get a shot. That's perfect. That's really good right there. I don't think he has a zap, or I could be tripping. Okay, he does have a zap, but that's fine. We can just Evo Archers here just to snipe down the Mega Knight. Both Evo Archers are going to help out there. He has arrows too. That's fine because we can just go with another Expo here. Go with my Skellies just in case he goes with his Musketeer. And then I think I want to go with my, Knight here. Wait until it crosses the bridge. Perfect micro like that. And then if he wants to go with his Hog Rider, we just Tesla. I'm going to log this lane here. And honestly, I don't see him defending that. And yeah, he's going to call it good game. GG's. All right, guys. Into our second match against Ruben. Let's see what he's playing. He's got a Goblin Barrel. Well, unfortunately, we don't have a log. So Archers in that position, guys, will make you take only one shot from the Goblin Barrel. So that's a really good tip to know. Not bad right there. He's got a Skarmy, so it's making me think it's going to be Ejihu's deck. Ejihu is the guy that finished #1 in the world with classic log bait. It's the one with Goblin Barrel, Evo Goblin Barrel, Evo Skarmy. So it's pretty much like classic log bait, but without the Goblin Gang. So I think that's a really good deck here. I'm going to go Expo since I do have a Tesla supporting. And yeah, he's going to go with his Ice Spirit plus Rocket to get like a... It's -1 trade, but it doesn't really matter because he still takes out my Expo without any damage. So this matchup is going to be like... It's going to be a long game, guys. It's going to be mostly just spell cycle, but it'll also be just him spamming the bridge with princesses. I swear I played that on time, but okay. That's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, it's going to be spell cycle, and you guys will see it's going to be a super long game as usual because that's just how these kind of matchups go. But the good thing is that he's level 15, so we still have the advantage on the towers tower damage wise usually, so that's good. I'm gonna set up a Tesla here just so he can't princess the bridge that lane, and then I have like skellies plus archers ready if he does want to go with his princess on that side. So I think now I'm gonna split my archers like this. Like probably the best play with this deck I would say is to split archers, so that's never like a bad play to make, you know. So if you ever do want to know what to do with this deck, best plays are like split archers or like knight the back, stuff like that. But he goes with his princess. That's a really good timing with my xbow there, because he did have to spend 9 elixir for just 6. And now we're gonna go knight here because I know he's gonna go with his knight in front of that. Perfect. I knew it. Does not take a genius there, but now we can just E-Spirit over here and then go with a log on the goblin barrel. We missed one goblin, doesn't really matter though. Let's see if he logs this knight. He might log it. Yeah, he does. Good timing. I'm glad I went with my skellies there. And now we can just knight to kill that. And now that we have a counter push on 2 lanes, I'm going to go with my expo here. He's going to have to go with his rocket on this. Yeah, so that's 11 elixir right there, which means we can just take a fireball on this Inferno Tower. I'm going to predict the princess because I knew exactly what he was going to do. He's going to try to go with his Ice Spear plus log, but it's not going to work. And that's a good defense right there. So we are up about 500 damage. At this point, I'm just going to, yeah, that's a deep barrel right there. It's fine. We get it with the log plus skellies, and that's perfectly played. I'm not going to go with my knight yet because he's going to probably try to rocket this. I will now, but he might still rocket. Yeah, okay, he still rockets. That's fine. He did have to spend like 13 elixir or 11 elixir, so that's fine. 12 elixir, actually. So that's perfectly fine with me. He's going to go barrel on the inside corner, and so I see that. So I'm going to go with my skellies here. No need to waste our log because now we can save it for the Evo Skarmy. Now with going with our expo here, he's going to get back to another rocket, yeah, with the Ice Spirit, and that's fine. I'm just going to fireball the tower here just to get extra chip damage and further our lead, guys. I'm also going to have my knight ready just in case he goes with his princess. And we do catch the princess. Perfect. And now we can just skellies that trick barrel and then log the normal one. So that's perfect. And yeah, he's calling the good game. He knows it's not looking good for him. And he's not back to his I mean, he has a rocket, but he doesn't have enough elixir for it. Now he does. But guys, every time they rocket the tower, you want to go with your fireball because that will get extra chip damage and it will further your lead, which means they cannot go with their rocket cycle easier. Like you can get more damage while they try to rocket cycle you. So he's gonna try to spam us here. Doesn't really work. We do miss a goblin. Like, does that really matter? Probably not. So we can honestly just fireball cycle again. If he tries to rocket us, we can go with our expo. And I think from here, it's pretty much a winning position. There's not really much he can do. Yeah, he's rocketing our expo. That's not what you want to do. We predict this princess, guys. We're putting this guy on a leash. And so that's going to be a deep barrel. We're not going to fall for that. I think we just go with our, yeah, we have to go Evo Tesla here, unfortunately, because he prediction logged. But it's fine, because that princess is going to not die, I guess. That's another deep barrel. Nobody's worried about that. And then we can skellies here to fully counter the normal barrel. And he's going to go rocket on that. That's totally fine with me. There's just 18 seconds left, guys. There's literally nothing he can do here. I'm not sure why he's still playing. That's going to lock onto the tower. We can just archers plus E-Spirit here. And that will be GG's, guys. See you in the next match. Alright, guys. Into our next match against Jeffrey. Let's see what he's playing. He's going to go Princess the Bridge first play. Oh, my God. Are we actually going to be playing against the same deck? No way, bro. Come on. Well, I guess I can show you guys how to beat this matchup twice, maybe. But yeah, that's going to be kind of interesting here. So I assume he's playing the exact same version we just played against, which is kind of like AIDS, but that's fine. But I would say in this matchup, you want to focus on Fireball Cycle, guys. I said this 1,000 times. Against these kind of matchups, you want to be Fireball Cycling because you're never theoretically going to get a lock. You can't really out-cycle them because they do have a fast cycle themselves. And if you do out-cycle them, they just have a whole bunch of counters to your expo regardless. So it doesn't really matter if they don't have rocket in cycle. So you kind of have to, first of all, one of my biggest tips is to count the princess cycle. You need to know when the princess is in hand and when it's not in hand, because then you can make predictions and you can react based off of if they have their princess or not. You also need to keep track of their evolutions. So if they go with their goblin barrel once, you know, they have to cycle one more time to get back to their evolution. So that's kind of how you keep track of that. You also need to know the cycle and stuff like that, and like card cycle, but that's kind of a different story for a different time. But the main things here is the princess. You want to keep track of the princess, the rocket, and the evil barrel is probably my biggest tips here. As we defend the evil barrel, he cycled the evil barrel to in 2 seconds. But we also have our evolution, so I'm gonna go with my xbow here. He's gonna go with his. Oh my god, that was kind of a good play because he baited out my Evo Tesla and he got a 9 for 10 elixir right there. He knew that I would go Evo Tesla, and yeah, he got a really good rocket there. I'm gonna fireball that because I honestly could not react to that. And I also wasn't counting the princess cycle as I literally just said to do. But that's in the front, so you can just fully counter with E-Spirit plus log there. That's fine. I'm going to split archers and then go with my Expo again because I don't think he's back to his, to his rocket. I should have probably went with my knight in front of that, but it's fine. I'm just going to go knight the back here. I'm going to also have my Tesla ready just in case he goes with his princess here. He might do it. I don't know. Yeah, he does. I need to log that, unfortunately. And now I'm going to archers the back here because I knew he would do that. I'm also going to knight because I do not want to take, any damage. Sure, we take 1 damage, but it doesn't really matter. And now we can just expo pressure. That's going to get some good damage there. Do not sleep on that, guys. I'm going to log here just because I knew he had Evo Scar me. Whoa, wait, that's not good. I have to fireball that. Yeah, I have to fireball, log, or go skellies like this. We only take 1 shot. That's not bad. But as I said, yeah, the princess cycle is going to be aids in this matchup, and you kind of have to keep track of cycles like that. So let's go expo here because he might have to rocket since he just ice spirited the back. He's gonna rocket now. That means I just fireball the tower, guys. I told you the previous game that yeah, you just have to know how to fireball the tower when they go for their rockets like that. So that's not bad. I'm going to go with my knight here, caught the princess. That's perfect. You also have to have good reaction time, guys. You need to know when they're going to go princess the bridge. Wait, what are you doing? Bro, he can't be taking that damage because now we're up 700 damage and he can't really come back from this. I'm going to go with Skelly Shoot for the princess. Log that because it was a tricky barrel. You can tell by the shadow of the goblin barrel when it's going to be in the back or when it's not. So keep in mind that that's how you kind of can tell whether it's in the back or when it's not. So I'm going to go Ice Spirit here. Go with my Tesla like this because I knew he'd go Inferno Tower there. He's still going to rocket that, so kind of not a good play by the opponent. I'm going to fireball the tower here and then go with my knight because he might princess. Perfect. We predicted him again. That's going to kill the princess with the archers. I'm going to go expo once again. He might just rocket this again, but that would be a bad play. Yeah, that's not a good play. I'm going to Evo Tesla here just to kill the general and the Evo Scar me. Fireball the tower once again. Go E-Spirit for the fake barrel. Log the normal barrel. And then I'm going to have my knight in the middle just in case he goes princess again. Yep, exactly. Too predictable, guys. Average log bait player. I'm just going to fireball this just to be safe because he's not breaking through. He can't get enough damage in 10 seconds. So I'm going to log here, see if we can hit a Scar me. But we can't. But that is going to be GG's, guys. That is exactly how you want to play against log bait. And I hope you guys learned something about this matchup. I think it's kind of tricky, but if you do play with what I showed you guys, then you should be able to win. Alright guys, into our next matchup against Alder I Legend. Let's see what this dude is playing. We're 4 games away from 12k, so we're not doing too shabby, guys. We still haven't lost a singular game here, so we're not doing bad. So he's going to go Hunter the Back. Hunter the Back only means one thing, guys. That is going to be RG. One of the decks that you guys probably hate the most and probably don't know how to beat. So I hope I can show you guys tips and tricks on how to kind of beat this deck because it's not an easy deck to beat, as you guys of course know. So of course here we're just going to surround that Hunter with the skeletons. That is a +3 elixir trade right there. He goes Ghost, so obviously we're going to go Knight here. And you always want to keep your Ghost, your Knight for the Ghost, guys. That's just how it works. You never want to cycle your Knight randomly. But whoa. He gives us really good fireball value here, so I'm going to take that. Because this matchup, as I said already a million times, it's literally just going to be about spell cycle. So we can just go with our Skellies here, just around the Ghost. Kind of messed up. So unfortunately, we do have to log here, and yeah, that'll take it out. So that's perfect right there. I'm gonna split my archers. Like, no, never mind. I'm not going to. I'm gonna go expo opposite lane. He plays an RG in the back. That's like your biggest chance to go expo opposite lane. You don't always want to do this. Like, it depends kind of on the scenario. But here, I think obviously we're gonna take a lot of damage from the RG. But I think it was worth it, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, you see, like, we're obviously gonna take some damage here. Yeah, we'll take like 3 shots from the RG, but it's better than losing our entire tower and not being able to get damage on the tower. So we did like do like 3,000 damage on his tower, so that's perfect. He did about 1,500 on our tower, which is fine. But at least we didn't use our Tesla. We didn't waste our Tesla on the first RG, so that's good. He's gonna fireball that for whatever reason and get 1 shot. So I'm gonna go expo here and just take the tower. And I honestly do not know what this guy's doing. Maybe he gave up, maybe he didn't, but yeah, he gave up. So I'll see you guys in the next match. All right, guys, into our next match against Kevin Ttoide. I don't know how to say that, guys. Interesting name there, but he cycles his Skelly, so that's just an instant E-Spirit at the bridge because I want to get like some chip damage. It's not a bad play. And so he's playing guards plus Skelly. He's kind of a weird deck. He's got E-Spirit too. I have no clue what this deck is. Could be some mid-ladder Menace deck. Yeah, he's got Musketeer. Makes me think it's a mid-ladder Menace deck. So if he has a mid-ladder Menace deck, guys, you do not want to be making the first move. Or you want to be kind of cautious of what he does. Yeah, he's got a Balloon. So it's like a weird off-meta deck here. So you don't want to be... you don't want to be going with your expos. You want to be responding to what they do, if you know what I mean. Like, he could have arrows here, too. Yeah, he's got arrows, too. Wow. So this does not look like a good matchup here at all against this guy. He's got Balloon. He's got Hero Knight. He's got Musketeer, Guards. So he has a lot of counters to our expo. So we have to kind of identify what his main counters are to, like, our defensive troops, to our offense, and kind of see what what counters he has to our deck. Like here, he's gonna of course go with his Musketeer there, pretty obvious. So I did go with my Knight. He goes with his own ability. I'm gonna go with my own ability here, and then I'm also gonna log this just to kill the Knight, and then go with my E-Spirit here for the Evo Skellies. Oh, that is perfect. And he's gonna have to arrows this, and once he arrows this expo, I'm gonna go with my expo opposite lane or same lane at 0. Watch, guys. He's like I would say he's at like 3 elixir right now. Maybe like just getting to 3 right now since he did play those arrows on 3 elixir. Yeah, okay. He's got 4 elixir. He's got an Evo Musk, but that's fine. We're still doing like almost like his entire tower there. So that's perfect. Nothing to complain about there. So we can just Skelly surround that. It'll get 1 shot, but it's not the end of the world. And now that he doesn't have his archers, we can just split our archers over here. Or he doesn't have the arrows. Now we can split our archers here. Obviously going to go Knight here. I think he's cycling back to his arrows. Yeah, okay, he's cycling back to his arrows, but it's not really going to do anything. We can just fireball this, kill the Knight and Musketeer. And now I'm thinking about probably going expo. We'll see. I think, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go expo here. That Marcher does get a shot too. Wow, that's really, really big. Our expo, wait, we're having a little bit of drop delay. Okay, wow, we're lagging. Hello? Game? Okay, we somehow defended that without losing our tower. Wow, okay, that was kind of bad. It is what it is, but we're back now. Hopefully we don't continue to lag here. Kind of a bad ability there. It's fine. I'm going to Tesla here. Why would you go opposite lane? What? Okay, kind of a weird play by the opponent, but I guess that works. It doesn't really matter, though, because we do kill the Balloon. But I'm going to go with my Knight here for that Musketeer, and then I think I want to log that too. No, I'm going to go with my ability, and that'll like put a shield around my Knight, so now we can just kill the Musketeer and the Knight. Perfect ability there, guys. You also do want to use your ability to your maximum potential, like I did there, because it's very useful. So I'm going to go with my, I think Evo Tesla here, and then go with my E-Spirit like this. Should kill the Musketeer as well. Perfect. And then if he arrows this, he loses, but he's not going to arrows. Okay, that's good. He might just cannon. Yeah, he cannons. Oh, we clipped the E-Spirit, and I think that's going to be GG's. I don't see him defending this, guys. Let's see if he gets it on the tower. Yeah, he has no elixir, and that's going to get on the tower, guys. Perfect. Okay, and that's how you want to deal with balloon off meta decks. Alright, guys, into our next match against Okami, who's playing the Chef Tower, which is not something you want to see usually with this deck. And of course, he's going to go with his Peck of the back, not what you want to see. So I will try to punish him with my xbow here. I wouldn't say this is a good play all the time, but since he does have Chef Tower, I'm banking on him defending it. So I'm glad he defended that there. Really good, because we could have easily lost there. And I'm glad. Oh, he got a mirror. Wait, whoa. What is this? Why does he have a mirror? He's got mirror and he's got vines. Wait, are we in trouble? Wait, if he abilities, we lose. Okay, no. Wait, he abilities? Okay, but he's on 0 elixir. Okay, thank God I went with my knight there. Because if I hadn't gone with my knight for that musketeer, we would have lost the game right away. So, really good recognition there that he was going to go with his ability. I knew he, like, barely had enough elixir for it, but I wasn't too sure if he was going to go with his ability. So, kind of well played there by us. But in this matchup, I think I'm going to be wanting to play mostly defensive. If he goes back at the back... okay, he goes Wits the back. I knew we were at 10, so I was going to predict either a Peck of the back or some other card. So I was able to take the tower there, and then we can just archers this just to take out the musketeer. That's the most important part, is to take out the musketeer. And now we can just honestly go with our E-Spirit here. And I'm not going to go with my Skellies here as much as I want to. Never mind. I kind of have to, or else I would take way too much damage. So we went Skellies there. We took a tower in single elixir, guys. So at this point, honestly, I think we can just go defensive for the rest of the match. Yeah, I'm going to go with my Debo here, guys. Play pretty much defensive for the next minute because we did end up taking the tower. And at this point, all we need to do is defend for the rest of the match. But as you saw there, make sure you guys are paying attention to his heroes and his evolutions. And whoa, he's got a boss bandit, and whoa, what is that? Wow, this guy's really aggressive, and he's got arrows, mirror. Oh my god, that is not fair. I'm gonna go with my ability here. Yes, look at that ability, perfect. Because I knew he'd pop his ability, and if he popped his ability, that Tesla and half our tower would have been gone. So I'm glad I was able to overcome that and go with my ability there. That was a really good knight ability here. I'm gonna fireball log this. Kind of a bad play, but we can just cycle back to another fireball, and it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's gonna hit everything right there, guys. Look at this, perfect fireball. Turret takes out my xbow, but it doesn't matter. We can just log for the P.E.K.K.A, and there's just 12 seconds left. There's really nothing he can do. He's of course gonna go with his boss man at the bridge, but that really isn't gonna do anything, guys. And yeah, that is literally how you beat a mid-ladder menace. All right, guys. Into our last match for 12K against Julio C81. Let's see what he's using. Hopefully it's like a hard matchup so I can show you guys how to beat how to get 12K against a hard matchup. And he's got pigs, so it could be recruits, it could be pigs EQ, but I think it's recruits. Let's see what he has. Yep, he's gonna go with recruits. Let's go, guys. This is exactly the matchup that I want to show you how to play and how to win again for 12K. So hopefully I'm able to show you guys that right now. We're gonna just take this fireball value, guys. Log plus fireball does kill the recruits, so that's always a good tip to know. Especially in like double elixir, you can always do those plays, which I think I'll show you guys in a bit. I'll show you what I mean. But let's just defend this fly machine with this Tesla here. And we do have our fireball just in case he goes pigs. So we're set if he has pigs. No, he just goes with his cage on 0. He was not at 10 elixir, so I'm not sure why he went with his cage like that. Kind of a weird play. But in this matchup, the goal, I would say, is to honestly just defend as perfectly as you can in single elixir. And then in double elixir, try to get, you know, fireballs on like the recruits, fireballs on like the zappies. It's going to be mostly a fireball cycle match, guys, and I'll show you guys what I mean by that. You also want to keep track of his evolutions. That's one of the most important parts about this, and what his counters are going to be for the xbow, which is going to be like fly machine, arrows. Also, his spells. His spells are very important. Like his spells are really dependent on if you're going to win the game or not. Really important to keep track of. Even the Golden Knight. If he has Golden Knight, if he has Fly Machine, you always want to keep track of like their support cards and they're cards that can like deal damage to you. So those are probably like my most important tips. Also, keep track of their recruits. Of course, that's their main win condition. So that's like the first thing you want to do. But make sure you don't get cheesed in single. I would say for sure that's one of the biggest things as well. You don't want to get cheesed in single, and you want to just mostly defend and spell cycle, I would say. And hopefully I'll show you guys what I mean by that in the next 20 seconds of the match. So here we're kind of like we're in a decent situation here. We did get some damage on his tower with like fireballs and stuff, but okay, wow, this is gonna be some really good fireball value. So I'm gonna get some fireball value there. I'm also gonna go with my skellies here just to protect my archer, and that xbow does lock onto the tower. That's perfect. Okay, and that's honestly all the damage that we need in this matchup, guys. At this point, I would say if I were the xbow player, I would just like defend for the entire match. You know, as the xbow player, you want to pretty much defend for the rest of the match here. Yeah, he goes with his recruits to the back. I'm just gonna Tesla here. And I think I'm going to go with my Debo as well, exactly, in the anti-fireball position, because now he can't fireball the tower that he wants to go for. And I'm also going to go with my archers like this, so he has to arrows the tower that he's not going for. And so he's not getting chip damage on where he wants to go, you know? So that's a really good tip there. But here, I'm just going to be defending that Goblin Brawl. That Goblin Brawl is going to take out my Expo, but it's fine. He is back to his recruits, I think. No, he's not. Okay. But we can just fireball this. And that should get a lock. No, it doesn't get a lock. Okay, that's fine. He gets recruits down in time. But I'm going to go with my archers here. Skellies like this. Log for those recruits. We can take a little bit of damage from the Zappy. It doesn't really matter. At this point, we did outcycle his recruits by quite a bit. So I think Expoing here is the correct play, guys. As long as you're not going into like a recruits... you know, like that's like the most important thing is that you're not playing into recruits when they have recruits in hand. So at this point, like there's just a minute left. Like there's not really much you can do here. We're just going to defend for like the next 50 seconds. We're going to go with our Tesla like this to kill the Golden Knight. And as I said, we can take a little bit of damage from the Zappies, but it doesn't matter too much as long as we're pretty much defending him flawlessly. We do have like 1,000 damage or more lead, so it doesn't really matter if we take like 150 damage or so from a Zappy. So at this point, I'm going to have some bridge control with my Tesla there so he can't go like fly machine in the middle, you know. But he's going to have his recruits, I think. So I think I'm going to fireball plus log this. You guys will see it'll literally take out the whole thing right there. That's perfect. He's going to have to go with his Zappies in the middle. And there's just 17 seconds left. So honestly, he has no time. So we can just Evo Tesla here, go with our log. And yeah, there's just 10 seconds left. I'm going to fly brother fly machine. And there's just 5 seconds left. And that's going to be GG's, guys. And that is exactly how you want to deal with the recruits, guys. Pretty much, I put the pressure in him in like double and triple elixir, and I was able to defend flawlessly in single. And that's really the key to this matchup is you want to play like that defensively in single, and then double and triple, you want to pressure them. But yeah, guys, that is going to be 12K right there. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe. And let me know if you guys want to see more guides like this in the future. With that being said, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.